All right. So that means I can I can start off with my genius business idea for you guys.
Okay.
Oh,
You ready
this
for
is
this?
gonna be terrible.
Shoot.
All right. So this was inspired by that one movie that had, I think it was maybe Selena Gomez in it. Hotel for Dogs.
Oh no.
So I'm thinking instead, and like you know how there's like dog hotels, where you put your dog. Human hotels where they treat you like a dog.
I thought, I've become such a degenerate. I thought you were gonna say hotel for pogs, and it was gonna be for streamers, and then they'd be treated the exact same way as the dogs. It's the same exact thing, except they say poggers.
But it's only with streamers because they
and,
say
and
poggers.
Omega lol every time someone dies of starvation.
No, this is for real human.
Yeah, those aren't people.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
It's
come on.
fine.
Gamers aren't people. They're too
Yeah,
oppressed.
that's fair.
But no, that was my idea, is you go and you get put in a little kennel thingy and they wrap you up in a blankie and they do your nails and they shave your hair.
Right.
And you have a lovely time. Yeah. So that was my genius idea if you guys would like to invest.
Do they put you in a crate?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'm in. I'm in. Yeah, no, that was my deciding factor. Yeah, Lucas asked what everybody was thinking.
You're gonna that's gonna be a booming, successful business.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
You're gonna get a lot of people that are coming in gimp suits. Just be ready. That's all I'm saying. Welcome back to the
You didn't
Oi
even think
podcast.
about furries.
Welcome, because that was implied. Welcome back to
guess.
the Oi podcast, ladies.
He doesn't
and
want to
gentlemen,
think about it.
Welcome
boys
back to
and
the Oi
girls, ladies
podcast.
and
I'm
friends.
Max.
I'm Donnie.
I'm Lucas.
I'm Andy. Wait,
He said
I'm not
it.
allowed to say my name.
He broke like a
That's why I didn't
4-week
want to
streak.
make a big fuss out of it.
Andy, did you like when I introduced you last weekend as I was introducing everybody as where they went to college and I just said, this is Andy. He's not very tall.
Oh yeah. Yeah, at this point that's just become like my only personality trait. It's not like, it's not like, he's a good programmer. It's like, nah, he's fucking short.
Wow, way to suck your own dick there, buddy.
Who was it that introduced me and then Andy looked at me and said, Max, she flexed for you. Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is Max. He goes to Berkeley. Oh my God, Max, she flexed for you. Rude.
Even though some of us are your height, if not shorter. Not here, but just
not
in the
here.
friend group in general.
No, I'm pretty sure I'm the shortest one.
Andy's still the shortest.
Alex is like on par
Although
with you, I
I'm
think.
pretty sure Alex and I are the same height. Like
Yeah,
in
that
indoor
might-
Alex
track.
has an excuse.
What?
What? He's Asian.
No,
That doesn't mean
He
shit.
plays fighting games, so he's allowed. It's fine.
Donnie,
He's
we all know
he's really
Kim
good at
Jong-un
fighting
is the
games.
tallest man in the
He'll beat
world.
us up if we say anything
Yeah.
negative. That's
Yeah, he can beat the shit out of us in
He can.
SNK if we talk shit about him. That's what it is.
Okay. I'm just saying.
Oh,
That's excuse.
I don't know why that's reminded me of, because when you said Alex and like fighting people, I saw something online where somebody was talking about like the fight sticks that people use, like what Alex uses and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He would say, so there's the joystick and there's the 8 buttons on the right side. He said he would only map 7 of the 8 buttons, and then 1 button he would keep unmapped. So then when it was like when nothing was happening, he would spam it, which would make the other person think he was about to attack, and they would block and then fuck up a block, and he would hit him.
That's pretty genius because
And I was like,
sick.
you know,
there
that's
are, there are
smart.
That's
arcade
actually really
buttons, so
smart.
you can really hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Because they're meant
really
to like
cool.
have a quick attenuation.
that's pretty wicked.
It's a psychological warfare game.
I love that. That's actually
The
really
only-
funny. But that makes me think about like, you ever seen the videos of the StarCraft players that are just spamming their
Oh my
keyboards?
God,
you don't
those
even
guys
know
are
how many. Like,
wild.
Oh my god.
I feel like half of those button inputs aren't doing anything. They're just trying to flex their finger speed.
It's like that the entire time.
Well, it's like when people play MOBAs and they just click, like, instead of like clicking for their character to walk there, they just keep clicking
clicking right in
around,
front
and
of
I'm like,
them.
stop it.
I hate.
Yeah.
those
Well, no,
video games.
because if you're not moving, you're like not trying or some
You're
shit.
weak. Yeah, I don't know.
That's fair.
Well, just
It's-
when they
it's
spam
like-
their, I just don't understand what they could possibly be entering that quickly that needs to be entered
It's
that
like
quickly.
it's like spamming back and forth your weapons in CS:GO. It shows you're cool because you can use. The
It's just what you're
scroll
doing.
wheels.
Yeah, I
Same
guess.
exact- No.
It's
But that's just
speed.
rolling
It's
your
speed.
fingers from 1 to 4, or in my case, 1 to 3 to 4 to 5.
Yes.
Fuck
Or
2.
just pressing the Q button aggressive.
Why do you not use 2?
Well,
It's
2 is
too- You
You
actually
can't hit it without walking. Like, you have to stop walking to hit it.
Yeah, it's because I would use my middle
Yeah,
finger
I
to
don't
hit
use
it.
2 either. I
So
use
I only
1
use
and
it-
3.
Right.
it's a smoke specific button. So if I don't have a smoke, it doesn't do anything. Same with like flashbang and grenade; they're separate buttons. Because then I know which one I'm pulling out.
I never got that into CS.
Because
so,
otherwise, it would be
don't
all
care.
mapped to 4 or
Yeah.
something, and then you'd have to scroll through each one. But instead, I just had specific ones. And then also 3 was your knife, but that's and then 2 was your secondary, but 2 is hard to reach, so I moved that to 3 and then moved knife to 4 because 4 is actually quicker for me than 3 is.
I kept 3 for my knife. But I did like the scroll up, scroll down trick for primary and secondary.
You didn't use scroll down to jump?
No, I'm not an
And then
idiot.
unlock your scroll wheel and then
Well, no, that's what the pros do is they scroll down as jump.
I don't think they actually. I'm pretty sure they actually just use their space bar.
No,
they have both. It's for different situations.
There's like middle click that some do too, or just like other mouse.
It's for different situations, but usually it is bound to both. But then you also have like keybinds that are in game that basically you press a button and you jump and throw at the same exact time. So it's the same button input because then then your grenade leaves your hands at the exact apex of the jump. Fun fact.
Mm-hmm. My favorite thing watching competitive CS:GO is like when someone forgets how to do the smoke or the flash, and someone else has to show them how to do it in match.
In the match, yeah. Oh, which wire is it? It's this one. It's this one. The one on the left. Can somebody
Shoot
smoke
the
long?
enemies.
Oh, I don't know how. I forget. Which update is this?
Shoot at them until they die.
Okay, so I had one topic that I wanted to talk about. What is this now? 2 weeks now? 2 weeks ago now? Ish. And I want to bring it up now because it didn't get in the last podcast. So I got catfished.
Go on.
Go on, elaborate.
So this girl hits me up on the dating app Hinge, and I was like, okay, she's cute, seems friendly. Like, we start talking. She finds out that I'm not going back to college until the fall. Like, I won't be back in the area because I guess she messaged me while I was visiting school, and she was like, oh wow, like that's a long time. Like, she's like, add me on Snapchat so that way like I don't forget about you, like so that way like we can meet up when we get back. I'm like, okay, whatever. And I notice her Bitmoji's like a little different when she adds me. And I'm like, okay, like she had pretty long hair.
That doesn't
like,
necessarily mean something. Remember that when Max Belkin added me on Snapchat, his Bitmoji is a
That's
black
true.
man, but he's not.
True, like her hair was like down to like it was like boob length, you know.
You can change your Bitmoji to have a unicorn costume too, so like that.
Yeah.
Really, it's hard to judge it. I entirely get what you
maybe
mean.
I'm
Well, yeah,
maybe I'm a
exactly.
unicorn kin, idiot.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that.
You're gonna pull the identifiers of fucking attack helicopter shit in the year of our Lord 2020.
No. I identify as a Dell laptop. Come on, I've changed.
Oh, okay, funny.
But
Continue,
anyway,
Noah.
her hair was like nipple length, you know, like about that long. And then the first snap I get from her, she's fucking bald.
That was the catfish?
Dude,
Is that she was bald?
Max, none of her pictures indicated it.
This is not the payoff I was hoping for. And
No,
also, who
Donnie, I'm
gives a
pretty
shit
sure
if she's bald?
catfish are men that try to pretend to be women.
No, I was catfished.
No,
No,
that's
but
not catfish.
you were just bald fished.
No, this story actually has this has deeper developments too.
Where's the deeper development? I got no payoff from that. I'm mad now.
Wait. Was
no,
she the
so-
conjoined twin?
No, she's not the conjoined
No.
twin. That I also matched with the conjoined twin on Bumble. Fun fact, guys. So anyway, this girl, like, we're talking, whatever. Like, she looks pretty with like her short hair. Like, she's not completely bald. She just shaved her head. And so I was like, okay, whatever. Like, she's cool. And so we get to talking, and I said something because my roommate or my housemate, I guess, was gone last week for a business trip. And so I said something about like, yeah, I'm home alone for the week. And she's like, oh, sick. She's like, your roommate's a girl, isn't it? And I'm like, yeah, it is. She's like, that's weird. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what's the issue? And she's like, nothing. It's just interesting. And I'm like, there's obviously like an issue here. Like, can you like tell me about it? And she said, nope. And I was like, okay. And then she blocked me. Because I live with
Great
a girl.
interaction.
Because I live with a girl.
Well, you're living with a girl. That means you're having sex with her. I'm sorry. Those are the rules.
Yep, those are the
Those
rules.
are the rules. Sorry.
Can't be anything
Yeah.
but that.
Yeah.
Sorry. What else could you be doing? Not having sex? Come on. Not have sex? Yeah. Okay. When I'm dead,
You're right.
I'm breaking up.
Yeah, so I just say I was catfished because she just looked completely different. It was jarring for a brief second, not gonna lie.
That she was bald? This is the jarring part?
It was a stark change.
Okay, I
I
think
understand, but also, like, you're... Like, I was really hoping for a better story than that.
Yeah, I was
it
hoping it was
not
some
that
like
good a
8-year-old
story.
kid and you got duped by an 8-year-old, you know?
Andy,
Like, that'd be funny.
you wish you were
I wish I was what? Duped by an 8-year-old?
kid.
Dude, come on. We're talking about 8-year-old kids beat me all the time in Minecraft. Jeez.
I just wanted to get that off my chest after the fact that, like, she blocked me over the fact that I live with a girl.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
It was just like, I was immediately like, okay. Also, her major at school is psychology, and her minor
Fake.
is like feminine and women's studies. So
Donnie, we thought your major was fake. Oh my god.
my major's fake, but there's money in it.
Yeah, that's the weird part.
It's fake major and real money in it.
Fake major,
Yeah,
real
dude.
money.
It's like being a realtor, right? Like I saw a
takes-
picture of Mark Foisey today doing the realtor stuff. And I
I
was
wouldn't say
like,
his name because he's a public personality.
yeah. And I was like, you know, I wonder how hard it is to be a realtor.
40 hours.
40 hours?
40 hours.
40 hours.
Of training?
All right.
Yeah.
Is that really all it is?
Oh.
Mhm.
What the
Yeah.
fucking average work week can make me a realtor? I'm becoming a realtor.
Yeah, 40 hours of class.
You know, I'll just go around to houses and I'll sell them like memes. I'll get a ladder
what do they
and
talk
I'll
about in
slap
that
the
class,
roof and
though?
go, this house can fit so much house.
Shut the fuck up. Don't ever say words again.
This kid we went to high school with, Theo, he has his real estate license already. I ran into him this summer, and I was like, "Oh, how you doing?" And I was with some other people. I was with India and Zoe, and someone said something about real estate, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I've got my real estate license. Like, it's not that hard."
But what do you... I just don't understand. I understand you need a license to do real estate, but what are you learning in those 40 hours? What are you doing?
I don't know.
How to sell.
Take the class.
Dude,
I don't know, already?
Sell
Okay,
high,
hold
buy
on.
low.
all four of us
I'll
will
look it
take
up.
the class.
Oh, because we have to sell. We got to sell property to people in Oi City. Come
Boy
on.
City. You guys saw a movie.
We saw the
We
Sonic
did.
movie.
Yeah, talk about
We sat front row.
Yeah.
Which was
It was
actually
good.
not bad.
No, because we had the good recliners.
Yeah.
We were in a Regal Cinemas.
Yeah,
A little afraid of
Lucas
falling
really
asleep.
undersold it.
Because I
You
didn't
really did.
Because I didn't like it that much. Because
Oh, okay,
I thought
hold
it
What
was
the fuck is wrong with you?
I
just-
thought it was okay, because I thought, because he farts and goes, oh, I had chili dogs, and flosses twice. It wasn't a bad movie. It was just not something I would have seen had my friend Emma, who I've been shitposting about Sonic the Hedgehog and fucking Chris Chan for years about what I have seen it. It's one of those things.
I think like it had little kid like easy laugh humor.
Yeah.
Which it had to, because like it was technically a kids movie.
Yeah, it's a
but they
kids'
also
movie.
had to pander to the fact that like Sonic the Hedgehog came out in the 90s, and so like the people who grew up with Sonic the Hedgehog are nearly 30 now.
I remember
I-
playing Sonic the Hedgehog on a sidekick.
Quick
Wow.
update
knew-
on the
I knew
real
what it
estate
was.
class.
Continue, Andy.
Quick update on the real estate class. You have to take an exam at the end.
Yeah.
I assumed.
And it looks like there's 3 different things. And I get it now. Laws. A lot of it is laws. Which makes sense.
You're not becoming a lawyer, you're becoming a real estate agent.
Well, no, but still like general property laws and stuff.
No, it's
you know.
Dumb.
Real estate principles, like land descriptions and subdivisions. So you pretty much got to learn how to read a dictionary. Let's see. Leases, contracts, unlawful discrimination. Oh, ethics. That's a big one. Business of real estate, art of pricing and listing. That's about it. Sounds like a 20-minute YouTube video to me, but
Andy, give it 30.
Yeah,
10%.
30.
Okay, sorry.
30 minutes. Yeah.
Well, with today's YouTubers, probably an hour. Like, hey guys, we're gonna be teaching you real estate.
But make sure
Swipe
you
up to
check
get
out my
iced up.
Patreon. I know you know nothing about me, and I haven't told you any useful information, but subscribe to the channel if you like it.
No, the new
And
thing
45
is,
minutes in,
The new thing is citing the statistics that only like 32% of the people who watch the videos are actually subscribed.
Corridor Digital has done
yeah.
that forever, but now I've seen more people start doing it as well.
But what's that guy's name? Dream, who does like the Minecraft, but there's someone trying to kill me videos or whatever.
Oh,
He does
the ones you
that.
see on
Minecraft,
Facebook all the
there's
time.
not Grande.
And then some baseball YouTuber I watch sometimes, he cited that in one video and then never again.
Yeah, there's a couple car reviewers I watched that do it, and I'm like, ugh.
If people, if people are watching it in past, for one, those say it's 32% of people who watch it are subscribed. That other percentage isn't necessarily the same people every time.
Yeah.
It's just
They're getting new viewers.
you just get those amount of views, but they could be different people every time. So those people seeing that message probably don't care. And the subscribers are seeing it going, I already subscribed. What do you want? What do you want from me? I like, mention it, but I don't I hate the people that whore it out a little bit.
Right.
Like mention at the end of your video, like, hey, I mean, if you liked it, you want to see more, and I make them this often, subscribe or not. And then that's
Yeah.
it. But when people take 4 minutes at the beginning of a video to talk about what they're going to talk about, I want to die every time. It's ridiculous. I've seen so many videos that are like, how to do this. And then for 3 minutes, they're talking about, today we're going to talk about this. But first, check out my merch. And it's like, I don't want merch for a tutorial about how to tie my shoes.
It's because you're not a 10-year-old and you actually have an attention span.
I don't have an attention span.
I remember when How to Basic was actually just like how to open a door, and he would just reach for a door handle and open it.
And then there'd be an egg.
And then the
before
egg
eggs.
started
videos.
happening.
I'm looking this up right now.
There was
Yeah, I don't
there
know.
was
I don't-
videos before the eggs,
I know.
and then the eggs
He
started,
posted a video a week ago.
and then he did a face reveal, and he's Michael from Vsauce.
I can't believe it.
Which I wish was true. Are they ever gonna actually say who the hell? Like, it might just be Max Mofo. We don't know.
He's at least involved with them.
Right.
Yeah.
We know he's
Yeah.
Australian now.
Yeah.
We know that now because anything for views and Max always reference him.
His
Yeah.
videos, I think they've calmed down a lot because I just watched his most recent video where it's how to correctly pack a suitcase, and he fills up a suitcase full of a bunch of shit and then proceeds to light it all on fire,
He probably got sick of cleaning up all the egg yolks.
and then he's put a bunch of eggs on it.
He probably
and then
got actually sick from how much egg yolk there was around his house.
Yeah, salmonella is a thing.
Because he would destroy his kitchen every video, and then another
Oh,
a
yeah.
month would pass, and then another video of him destroying his kitchen would be
If he-
released.
I wonder if he had he must have had an account at the local Home Depot or something.
Yeah,
where
I was about to say-
he'd come in, they'd be like, "Hey, Tom, here for another oven." He'd be like, "Yeah, that's the one."
No, he had a Maytag sponsorship.
Oh
brand
yeah,
deal.
okay.
Did he really? That's hilarious.
No,
I was about to say he would either have to go in having a lot of money, or he banked everything on that getting views, and if it didn't get views, he just threw away $500 worth of China.
and he just goes into debt and
It just
sells
goes
all his assets.
and then everyone sees his videos years later when he's 80, and it'll be a whole fucking Van Gogh thing where people didn't give a shit about it when he was alive, and now they do, except it's YouTube revenue.
What about that guy that does the cooking tutorials on 4chan or whatever that you guys
Oh,
love?
Dino Tendies?
Dino
He's
Tendies.
doing better. He's doing better.
Yes,
Didn't we find out he was really just some poor dude?
He's been
He's just some poor dude in New Zealand.
he's been doing it since 2014 at least probably. It's
Doesn't he
been a
live
while.
stream now?
Yeah, he live streams on YouTube.
Yeah, he does every once in a while. He doesn't upload nearly as often, but again, he's more active on 4chan, I think, than other
They
stuff.
used to give money to
The
him
hacker
on
known
Patreon.
as 4chan.
The
They
hacker.
used to give him $5 a month on Patreon.
What appears to
Did
be
you
a
really?
Grinch with a gun.
Yeah.
To Dino
Like,
Tendies?
Yeah, for a solid 6 months, because I was like, he could use some money.
Did he always use Dino Tendies in his recipes? Or was that just his name?
No.
The
No,
point.
that was just his name.
Yeah.
The thing he always used in his recipes was bagged cheese whiz.
would be like bagged
2
cheese
pounds
whiz.
bags of cheese whiz.
Basically everything you could find in like a gas station and the side where you can like buy a snack in a department store or something. That's what he used for cooking.
When you say bagged cheese whiz, can you describe that for me?
Okay,
It's
so you know
cheese
cheese
whiz.
whiz that comes in a can?
Yeah, it comes in a can.
It's in a bag.
It's
So
in
he
a
just squirts it all
2-pound
out into a bag?
it's like I haven't
No,
seen
it
that.
comes in a bag.
It's like icing.
Okay, I was gonna ask you.
God. Okay. Now I'm envisioning it.
Wait,
I think it's been a while, but I like to imagine that he puts it like it's icing on a cake.
I was gonna say he ices his Philly cheesesteaks.
Yeah, we think it's cheese, but it's actually just
Orange.
it's actually just
frosting.
orange frosting. So he's just
Cut
it's
to
like the
20
sugar intent on like his diabetes is horrible.
Cut to 20 seconds into the video.
20
no,
seconds
go-
into the video.
11.
Those back home. Look up romantic dinner for two: steak, potatoes, and possum. Back home.
Awesome.
And
It's not
possum.
food. It's just a possum there.
Oh, okay. So
That's all-
it's
there's one-
okay.
He's got
I
a-
thought he like made it himself, you know? But it's actually
No.
just cheese whiz just somehow comes in a bag where he lives. That's disgusting.
Yeah,
Oh, it's coming
yeah,
out
you can
so
put it-
thick. It's like a 2-inch diameter
Velveeta.
hole that
Look
it's
at the
squeezing out.
look at the titular characters that are part of his cast. There's Wendy.
It literally looks.
Is the fridge there?
The nachos?
Oh,
The
is yogurt
cheese
there?
on these nachos legitimately looks like one of those fake turds, the fake dog turds you can buy. That's what it looks like.
It
Are you
does.
still watching it?
Yogurt.
What the hell is this?
You know, so I want to say
He just dropped all of the nachos. Oh my god, I feel
It's
so
romantic
bad for this
for
man.
two.
Do you know what chips he used to make nachos, Max?
Pringles,
Yep.
yeah.
or were they prongles?
Oh, yeah.
Once pop. That's great. Anyway, let's stop talking about dino tendies.
Okay, Max. Looks like you
So
hate printing money.
I definitely
or something.
I
Looks like
definitely
you hate
want to
money,
say the
Nintendo.
bag of cheese whiz is probably like a thing they sell at restaurants. Oh, it is. Look at that.
You guys ever want to fill up water balloons with cheese whiz?
That sounds like a
Oh.
great idea, but horrible. Like I want to wear a hazmat suit, but then do that.
Like, I want to go harass some middle schoolers.
Harass some middle schoolers. Hell yeah, let's go.
Like, just go down to the local middle school, and like the second they get out, like, because I remember Mr. Groves in high school, he dropped water balloons out of his window on the last day of school when kids were walking by, and I just want to do that with cheese whiz.
Genius.
You should work to
There's-
get an education degree or like work so you'd be a construction worker that works on roofs just so at the end of the summer you can do that. That's the only reason. Otherwise you don't give a shit about your job the rest of the 364 days of the year.
What if I like build a baseball with them and like stock the high school baseball team with them, and so they go out to practice and it just explodes.
You
full
take
of cheese
apart
whiz.
all of the baseballs and just stuff them
You-
inside of them.
Restitch them.
Yeah, you take you take all of their gloves and you disguise a little packet right in the palm of cheese whiz. So when they catch a ball and it hits the palm in the wrong spot, it just explodes with cheese whiz.
You put like a tiny piece of it, like how actors have those little things on them where when they
The
press
squib.
them, it explodes like
Yeah.
blood. Yeah, but you put them on the bat, so anytime they hit a ball, well, it just out.
It's like the ketchup packets on the toilet seat.
Yeah. I forgot about the ketchup packet on the toilet seat. I think
I remember that from Captain Underpants.
yeah, it was either yeah.
So
Captain Under-
So speaking
Captain
of
Underpants.
dumb school pranks, we need to talk about something.
I think we know
We've
it.
all ridden on a school bus, right?
I hope.
One way or another, yes.
So you're on a school bus and you're sitting next to your friend, and then there's an aisle, and then there's another seat with another friend sitting next to someone else, right? But that fits in to the same lane as the car you drive. But you're right next to the person in the car. Can we talk about that? The bus is so wide, it can fit 4 people and an aisle, but your car, you can cram 3.
Because it's a Because it's a bus.
and it
It
fits
more
in the
people.
same lane.
Well, yeah.
But think about it.
Well, yeah, buses
Yeah,
are big.
it's true. I mean, damn, I drive a smart car on the same road as an
Plus
80,000
the
pound
system with
16-wheeler.
the system with the bus is how like they're more cramped, like next to each other with the seats, as opposed to this comfortable room in a car. So basically, you could probably fit in like 3 or 4 seats, but it wouldn't be comfy in a car.
No, I just saw this online. And I thought it was kind of
It-
it was
it is
funny and it
Buses
was
are
just
wider,
stupid.
Yeah, that too.
Just bus. Well, yeah. Like I saw it and I was
Buses
like,
are
well,
wider.
yeah. Have you ever seen a bus in like a highway lane? They take up the space
then-
from one line to the other. They don't have much
And on the
wiggle
bus,
room. Whereas
Like,
the
you can-
sedan can like swerve back and forth in the lane.
Like a Ford F-350 Super Duty, like you can fit 4 across the bench seat in the back, like, but you don't.
Yeah.
And it's not like you're comfortably sitting 2 people on a bus either. Like it's mildly uncomfortable.
That's what
No,
I meant.
it's an okay amount of space. You know, you're
For 2 people.
your
Max,
your
I
butts
got
are
thunder
touching.
thighs, okay?
It depends on the
I got thunder
depends on the
thighs.
bus. School
I
bus,
sat next
to you
because
on
a
it's-
bus.
because it's a soft bench.
I've got thunder thighs.
But a like actual bus, there's like actual individual seats that separate people,
All right.
like coach buses or just
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
gonna say
think about
now
a coach
coach
bus.
buses are another story.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you
a-
Because
have a
those are
space.
even wider.
yeah,
Yeah,
It's
they
like
have no wiggle room on the
thick
road.
bitch of cars.
yeah.
That's
Coach
all.
buses have
Fat
that like
bitch.
amount of room in between
Fat
people,
bitch.
but there's also 4 people in an aisle. That's a good point.
It was a while
Also,
ago
let's
now,
imagine-
but I think it was like a
What?
dumb TikTok I saw on Instagram because that's most of the content that I'm forced to look at. That and girls in bikinis that I don't really need to see.
But women from the Israeli Defense Force.
Now that I can get behind.
God bless our troops. God bless
That
our
I
troops. God
need
bless
to
our
see.
troops. God bless our troops. Can we get some God bless our troops in the comment
God bless
section?
their
God
troops,
bless
Lucas.
their troops.
Okay.
Which
of
is
the
everyone
Israeli
in that
Defense
country
Force.
Okay,
because they
so-
are legally required to serve military
So
time.
Yahweh isn't your God. That's fine. That's fine. That's thank you for coming on your last episode of the podcast.
All right, that's
Continue.
it. All right, bye.
Continue.
No, I think
No,
No,
make-
this is over.
I think we're
Making a
done.
joke about I hate Noah because he doesn't support it. Keep talking. What are we talking about? I thought I interrupted something and then but I realized it's
You
over.
didn't. You didn't. You just made that
I
joke
was
of.
just making a
All right,
joke
now
that
we're
the
done.
podcast was over.
Okay, cool.
What else do we got? We got a lot of topics to go through. I don't know what you want to jump into next.
Just
Andy
go
or
in order.
Donnie?
Just do the shooter controller.
Oh, I was just wondering. I was watching someone play video games with a controller, and they're playing shooters, and I was like, I can't do this. Like ever since I started using a mouse
can't
and keyboard,
watch?
I couldn't do it.
Or you
No,
couldn't
I just
play
couldn't
it.
play it.
I agree. Even watching
Like
people,
I don't know how I ever did it.
I watched
It-
recently an Achievement Hunter video where they were playing Halo Reach, and they were all using controllers, and like watching them have to like hold and all of them had like low sensitivities, so they were just holding left, but then to turn 90 degrees, it like took time. Whereas with a mouse, you could just go whoosh, and you're there.
Yeah, I don't know, because I was watching Super Mega play Fortnite, and like they're playing-
Johnny.
It even looks
it's
weird.
Super Mega, Andy.
No.
It's Super Meg. It's Soup Meg. It's
Yeah,
Matt Watson.
like you don't watch for the videos.
You're not. Super Mega is not known for the titular Fortnite content. They're known because it's the Matt Watson and Ryan McGee funny playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
They also played Five Nights at Bikini Bottom, and
Is that a real thing?
Probably.
Yeah.
One of those.
Max, they did a full playthrough of Battle for Bikini
That's
Bottom.
true. And 50 Cent, 50 Cent, whatever the fuck.
So I don't watch much Super Mega stuff, but I might watch that Battle for Bikini Bottom playthrough
It's
50 Cent,
like-
Blood in the Sand. That's what it's called. So
because
they're
I
not-
actually I care about that. So if they're riffing on that, I'll that might get me
they've
into
been doing
them.
it for a while.
They're not riffing. They're just playing video.
They're-
Not all the
they're just-
video games they play are jokes, but it's
No, just I don't mean riffing as in tearing into it limb by limb. I'm saying like they're playing it and they're talking and they're riffing. Like we're riffing right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright.
See, we're riffing.
So that was it.
Shut up,
I just
Andy.
think it's one of those things. Like once you pop, that's great. Like you can't start playing with a controller again.
A third-person game, I could kind of understand a third-person shooter a little bit, but like
Third-
at the same time,
Third-person games and driving games, controller is totally fine. But a first-person shooter, even just watching it now, it looks sluggish.
Yeah.
I don't think I've played one in a long time.
There's a lot of games where the atmosphere just feels like ruined or it doesn't work nearly as well. I feel like when you're not using the mouse and keyboard. Like I've been playing a shitload of Doom 2016 because I'm excited for Doom Eternal, and like I couldn't imagine playing that because every time it's like whipping back and forth, switching to weapons and going to other stuff and like double jumping and whatnot. Because I think it works for like cover based stuff. Because that you're staying in cover every once in a while,
Which would be more of a third-person shooter usually.
Yeah, it's at that point it's just a third-person shooter in first person, if that makes any sense. But but with something like that where there's like movement based and you need to whip around and look all the time,
I don't think I could ever do like Left 4 Dead with a controller. That would feel really weird to me.
Like
you could b-hop on with a controller in that game.
You couldn't play any id Software game or any Valve game with a controller, I feel like. Yeah.
I played Portal 2 with a controller when it first came out because I saw the commercials for it and I was like, this looks awesome. I want to play it. Give it to me now. I'd never heard of Portal because I never was
I played the
on the
original
internet,
Portal
really.
on it with a controller because I played it on Xbox.
Right.
I played it on PS3 and I think I got it
And
for Christmas or something.
I've replayed it like since my original playthrough, and I'll still play the original Portal with a controller because like it makes sense, and like I'll just like lay back in my bed.
Yeah, that's the thing with controllers is they are really nice for sitting back on a couch.
Like even with those like lap like keyboard things, and like
those aren't fun.
You don't get the full mouse range.
That ain't
No,
comfy.
I couldn't do that.
When I was in Arizona and I had my PS4, I played the Spider-Man game start to finish and then some. And it was so nice to like just put my feet up and play with a controller. But again, that's a third-person game. It wasn't a first-person thing. I could never sit on a couch and play a game that I care about competitive anymore.
Third-person games where there's like something like that, and there's like melee and other stuff outside of just shooting, like are fun. Like I was like a while back that Tomb Raider remake game, and there was some shooting in that. There was some like guns and there was like bow and arrow stuff, but there were also sections. There's sections where it was like platforming stuff and the like climbing and whatnot. So
I guess I did. I played that with a controller too because I played that on an Xbox because I got it for free.
Yeah.
I think I played Skyrim with a controller, and that was fun. Bows were kind of sucky. But
I liked Skyrim with a controller because it was Skyrim, but it always felt awkward to me. And that was back when I played a lot of controller games. Like I was playing Battlefield with a controller on PS3 in those days, and then I got Skyrim. But it always felt weird. Like it was either sensitivity was way too fast or way too slow. So when I started playing it on PC, I was like, "Oh, this is how it's meant to be played." Back on my old Sony laptop.
Yeah, Skyrim and Fallout, I feel like are those kinds of games where there's stuff going on, but it's not always like whipping back and forth stuff. Like it can be like speech stuff or like exploring or like whatnot too. Like there's probably a balance there too or something like that. But
here's something I sometimes can't stand about Skyrim and other games that you fight with swords in, like say Chivalry. Back when we played that a bit.
Baby,
I hate that when I attack with a weapon, my camera moves. I really don't like it.
Sway in weapons, to an extent. It depends.
It's
on
like
the
me
weapon.
with view bobbing in Minecraft.
it depends on the game, I think.
I can't stand it no matter what, because if I have like a big two-handed sword in Skyrim or an axe or something, you click and then your camera like winds up and then goes through, and it makes sense for the anatomy of it, but I would much rather see just the motion of my arms and be able to keep looking at what I'm looking at, because what it upsets me the most is because I feel like I need to adjust to be looking at my target, but then I end up missing because it's where I was originally.
The game for realism.
Right. I want to know what I'm hitting. So I feel like I need to be looking at what I'm hitting, but instead
it should be a toggleable option in games, I think.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with like view bobbing in Minecraft. I understand its place. I don't like it, so I turn it off.
Turning view bobbing off in Minecraft feels weird to me.
Yeah, it feels like you're gliding.
I just
Yeah.
I prefer it.
I get why
it's
you
just-
prefer it, but it's like it's too slidey. It feels like my feet aren't moving. It
Yeah.
feels like just a camera is moving.
It's just because your hand doesn't show up with what you're holding or anything, so it's just there, and it just feels like there's a pickaxe floating, and while you're floating, sliding. Yeah.
Does your pickaxe
way
like
too
move
much
up and
real
down
life-
still?
No.
Yeah, so if the pickaxe moved but your head didn't move, with that I could maybe get behind. But the fact
I'm opening up Minecraft right now.
because
let me see.
if the sword or a pickaxe
back
or anything
home,
in your
okay.
hand stays in the same exact place, then I feel like that's absolutely what makes it look so weird. But if that moved but the camera didn't, then I feel like it wouldn't look as weird.
I just experienced way too much real life view bobbing. Because my legs
your
are the
leg.
same length and I walk with a limp.
That's why you
I
play-
fucked up my knee the other day. I don't know how. So we were walking around Boston on Saturday, and then on Sunday I was walking back from a studio, and I was going up the stairs, and all of a sudden my knee just went kunk, and I was like, "What the fuck just happened?" And then I had to like limp up to my room. It was I don't know what happened with it, but then it hurt for like a solid 36 hours. It was very annoying.
The thing is, I walked around Boston for just Saturday and I was incapacitated for a solid 3 days. Like I wasn't good until yesterday, really Wednesday, dating this.
Just your foot being sore?
Yeah, just my foot being sore. And then yeah, no, your pickaxe doesn't move.
Yeah, that's definitely what makes it look weird for me. If that moved but the camera didn't, I probably wouldn't dislike it as much. I won't say hate.
Okay, so your hand doesn't move.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
so
definitely the
why it feels
problem.
weird. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Anyway, I walked around Boston for the one day, like from 9:30 till 6. And I was incapacitated for 3 days. But I walked around New York City for 3 straight days. And I was fine going back to work the next Monday.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like there's many.
It's-
It's not like you did a lot of hills.
Yeah. It was just it was weird. Like I was fine going back to work.
That's weird.
Oh yeah, so speaking of Boston, something I put in the topics. My mom came up to visit this last weekend.
Down.
Our mom.
Yeah, our mom.
Yep.
And so yeah, so she came in, my sister met up with us, and then me, Brandon, my mom and sister went to the aquarium and whatnot. And then afterwards we decided, actually it was our way over to the aquarium. We had to get off the TIA stop early because the government center stop was closed. So we had to walk. So we're walking past this graveyard that's on the Freedom Trail. And I remember going into it like a bunch of years ago, so I wanted to go in to find something. And we're in there, and in the center, there's this like older lady. And originally we look and we're like, oh, she's feeding the pigeons, she's like tossing them seed on this grave. And we get close and realize she has this bag full of trash she's just unloading on top of these like graves. And she's just like dumping like liquids out and like throwing trash and stuff all over these graves.
What the fuck?
And we're like walking, and I kind of like look at her, which you're not
she
supposed
hands
to.
you a trash.
Which you're not supposed to do, but I did. I like look at her.
She's not supposed to be throwing trash.
Exactly.
Yeah, she deserves
I
the
was
look.
I was really close to saying something, but I was like, I'm with my mom and my sister and my girl. I'm like, this woman would be the type of person that would like come after you and stab you, because she was like very upset. She was like saying things under her breath that were nasty.
That's so weird.
And so I look at her and I'm like, what the hell? And I kind of like mouth to myself, I'm like, rude. And I just like look forward, keep walking, and she like looks at us and starts like yelling at us, and I'm like, oh fuck.
Oh no.
What did I do?
And I'm like, oh no.
What have I got
She definitely
myself
didn't hear me
Better
call her
run,
rude,
better
but-
run, outrun my gun, if you know what I mean.
But like, it was super weird. And we were just talking like, how can you be that upset at? Because this is one of those like Freedom Trail graves, right? So it's not somebody that died in the last like 20 years.
Right.
It's somebody that died like
That's the
100,
weirdest part to me,
150 years
is-
ago.
They're cursing Ben Franklin.
That's
She's
so
a ghost.
odd.
She was murdered
Well,
tragically by
John Adams was buried in that graveyard. We found out.
You dig it up?
Didn't know that. Yeah.
John Quincy Adams or John Adams?
One of the signers of the Declaration of Independence.
Did I ever tell you guys about that?
That there's two presidents named John
No,
Adams
no,
and
no,
they're
no, no.
related? Yeah.
There's 2 dorms at UMass Amherst right next to each other. One is John Adams and the other one is John Quincy Adams. It's the
Fuck off.
dumbest shit in the world. Like, you couldn't have put John Quincy on the other side of campus? Well, I guess that probably would make things worse.
Yeah.
Because then it's not just walking across the pathway. But still, like, why didn't you just omit one of them? Like, that's like, why'd you have to use? It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Anyway, we should be wrapping
Speaking
it
of
up
the-
pretty soon.
I just got one last thing based on your pumped up kicks joke. We were talking about someone at work today who I guess quit, who worked in one of our like production plants. And they're like, yeah, he was a really quiet guy, always kind of nervous all the time, like really soft spoken. And the one new guy started the same time as me. He goes, yeah, people like that are shooters.
Oh.
That was
Oh.
like, that's rude.
So the reason why that song is fresh in my mind today is because I saw a video where these kids had a lockdown drill at their school, but it was between classes or something like that, and it went off. So they all went into a classroom that was the closest nearby, but then they realized that there was no teacher in that room, so they did the whole thing. But then some kid hooked up his phone to like the speaker system that was in their room and started playing Pumped Up Kicks.
Oh, it was like
so
when
funny.
Don, you remember when Nico did that to the kid walking down the quarter mile?
Yeah.
There's this kid walking down the quarter mile at RIT, which is the path from dorms to classes. I think you guys knew that though. And he's a Bluetooth speaker like on his shoulder in his bag or whatever, and he's like blasting music, which I mean, come on, that's like the least classy shit.
That's really annoying.
And it was
yeah.
terrible
Didn't like
music. And so Nico's like, hold on, I wonder if I can connect to the speaker. And it opens up his Bluetooth and he's like, oh, I can. So he connects to the speaker. And the speaker keeps playing music. Then Nico clicks Pumped Up Kicks, whatever. It starts coming out of the speaker as the kid's walking past a public safety officer. And Nico's like, oh no. He takes off and like runs, like hides in a building. And he hears this kid getting reamed out by this public safety officer for playing Pumped Up Kicks.
I'm surprised the
All
teacher,
these
like,
kids.
or not the teacher, but the public safety officer, like, knew the context of that song.
I think everyone in law enforcement does.
Probably.
That's
Yeah.
like a
They hear it.
standard textbook case.
That's really
It's in the
funny.
simulations.
One last thing I want to leave you guys with too.
Mhm.
I think that the reason dogs get scared when they hear gunshots and fireworks is because they're all reincarnated people who fought in the Vietnam War.
Okay. I thought
And they
that
get
could have gone
Vietnam
many
flashbacks.
directions. I'm glad it went in that one. You're never
Yeah.
too young for a Vietnam flashback. So
In dog's case, you're never too dog for a Vietnam flashback.
never too
In
Dog.
dog years, I'm gay.
Dog.
Speaking of dogs, I finished BoJack Horseman today.
in dog years
I
I'm
still
gay is
haven't.
definitely the last thing that people are hearing,
I
right?
still have to watch the second half of the series.
Okay.
Yeah.
Second half
All
of the
right,
last
we're done.
season.
It's
Are we done? Okay.
yeah. I'm gonna go to bed and poop.